Alrighty, hello one humans, Cats of Bread here, back with some more Vintage Cube. Kind of looking at this pack. Obviously, there's no power here, but we've got some pretty solid cards. In terms of cards that I would take, there's Oko, Fourth Year Lingus, and I mean Sneak Attack is a card that I would consider. Uh, Given everything that I'm looking at in this pack, I don't know if I want to take the fourth and then fight later down the line for a bunch of red cards. Especially if I'm passing things like Sneak, although it's just a good enough card. Oko seems solid. Yeah, no, it's kind of a choice between what you kind of want to do here. I mean, there's a world where I don't want to pack one, pick one, a Grave Titan. There's also Burst Lightning, which is just solid enough, but it's a hard choice here. I think I'm gonna go with you know what? I haven't done Sneak Attack stuff in a while. Let's. I don't think this is the right pack one, pick one. But we'll give it a shot. We can just take silly cards and kind of get there. In this pack, there is Through the Breach. If I really want to start committing to that early, otherwise this is a pretty weak pack. I mean, there's Exhume. If I want to start going into like that Reanimator deck, Through the Breach would also kind of work for that. But we already have the Sneak Attack, so I think the Exhume is going to be what I take here. Just kind of start committing early to that, but. We could be Reanimator. We could be, a lot of other cards. It's not like we've passed anything super, super strong along yet. Here we got Valgavoth. Valgavoth is fine. It's a fine Reanimator target. It's difficult for your opponents to interact with. If you've got removal, you can really start hurting your opponents. There is also Shallow Grave, which is one of the better. I don't want to say one of the better Reanimator targets, but it works really well with the Eldrazi and all the other ones that shuffle in. But given that we already took the Sneak Attack and the Exhume, I think I'm going to go with Valgavoth. Uh, it's, again, one of the better... I don't know. I don't want to say it's one of the better Reanimator targets, but it is a good card in general. Like it is a 9/9 with Flample. Here, there's a world where actually no, Bone Shards just seems solid. Kind of goes with that reanimation plan. Lets you just pitch something to destroy a creature planeswalker, which is always solid, and I think is what I'm going to take. Otherwise, there's Fury, which is a really good card, but it doesn't necessarily work super. I mean, it's good in the Reanimator deck, but it's not, say, Grief. So I think we're going to take the Bone Shards, and we're off to the races there. Again, Emperor of Bones, kind of good in that reanimation style deck. It lets you bring back something for one last time. Super solid there. Otherwise, I mean, it's a good pack. Lelia is really good if you're trying to go into red, but I like the Emperor. I think we found a decent lane to be in here. Again, Torsten, good sneak attack target, good reanimation target. Otherwise, it's Kolaghan's Command. We'll take the Torsten. And here we're kind of finally hitting the point where things are starting to dry out a little bit, but Fear of Missing Out just kind of works well. It lets you discard a card, so you can discard your reanimation target. Otherwise, I would maybe consider the Hedge Maze or the Fire Islet, but I don't think there's anything else in this pack that I desperately, desperately want. Maybe the Witherbloom, but I'll take the FOMO. From this pack, things are a little weak. The Marionette Apprentice is on color, but I'm not sure it's really what I want. If we start considering maybe splashing white, Tide Hollow Scholar's alright, so we're going to take that, even though I don't think it's the best card in the pack. Or I just don't think it's that great in this deck. Here, I don't dislike a damage removal that can be a board wipe later down the line. And it's okay. I don't really want to play Hogak, so we'll take the Silent Clearing. Start speculating on things that let us kind of not combo, but play our cards. Sorry, I don't know why I said combo there. From this pack, I mean, Anger's fine. I'm not really going to play any of these other cards, so we'll put the Anger in the sideboard. I doubt I'll play it, but, World's our oyster, and start organizing my picks. I'll put all of my reanimator targets all the way over here. On the right, Emperor of Bones is a creature. Uh, da, 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 You know, there's a world where I take survival. I don't know. I've seen Jund Reanimator work out before. Because otherwise it's the piggy bank, which is fine. I don't have an issue with the piggy bank, but I don't think it really gets me there. Versus survival lets me, you know, pitch my uh, the cards I want to reanimate for value cards. Um, sorry, Hex Mage. Jetmir's Garden just kind of fixes on all. Oh well. Hex Mage followed by Darkest Depth would have been fine, but we'll take the Kolaghan's Command. It's a fine interactive card, and we'll just put Omnath in the sideboard. All right, so we're looking for cards that let us reanimate. Uh, tutors as well aren't bad. So this Vamp Tutor looks like it might be doing, some heavy lifting here. If it's not Vamp Tutor, it's just Fable of the Mirror Breaker. It's just a good card. But I think the Tutor's gonna go a long ways in this kind of deck. So I think that's what I'm gonna take, and then maybe we'll get the Harvester of Misery back, which is a fine card to reanimate. I mean, keeping in mind I'm passing a Minsk and Boo, which is just a really, really strong card. But I think the Tutor is going to help me get to where I want to be. This pack, it's between the Liliana and the Necromancy, but the Necromancy just lets me reanimate things. And if I need to do something at instant speed, I can do it at instant speed. So we're going to take that. Sad I'm passing up the Marsh Flats, but it's you got to take the cards that let you play your cards or let you do your strategy, commit to your strategy. Here, I think I'm going to take the Blood Crypt. It fixes for really the two colors that I want to be in, which is black and red. Second choice out of this pack, if it wasn't the Blood Crypt, would maybe be the Fatal Push. But no, Blood Crypt is exactly what we want. Again, this Tidehall Scholar is looking questionable. Same with this Jetmir's Garden and the Silent Clearing, honestly. But, there's a world where we play green. We're still early on in the packs. Alright, in this pack, there is the Bloodstained Mire. Just gets me to where I want to be. It's fixes my mana really well. Lets me play this Jetmir's Garden. For white, really well. Otherwise, it would be the Night's Whisper. Just, good card draw, but I'd like to be able to play my cards. So I'm going to take the Bloodstained Mire and hope that the Night's Whisper or maybe the Bone Crusher Giant comes back around. I would play both of those. Here, we're not an Unearthed deck. We could be a Bizarre Baghdad deck, though. Huh. We could also just take Trumpeting Carnosaur as good interaction. Kind of an interesting choice here. I've burned myself with Bizarre enough times that I'm kind of iffy on it, personally. But we also don't have that many ways to discard cards, although we do have the Sneak Attack kind of ready to rumble. There's also an argument to be made for Shadowy Backstreet as well. So it's between those three cards. The Bizarre, the Shadowy Backstreet, and the Trumpeting Carnosaur. I think I'm going to take the Carnosaur. It's something that I can, discard early to deal some damage to something. It engages. Here, there's a Chain of Smog if I want to commit to the combo that I've lost to a couple of times now. Or just Flame Slash, just good, efficient removal. Have we seen that wizard? I don't know. I think the Flame Slash is better in a vacuum. We'll just take Olafon here. It's a card that, if we reanimate it on turn 1 or turn 2, that's totally fine. It's a 6/4 that hits. And it can also fix our lands really well. So we're just going to take that Olafant and be happy about it. Here, Blood Tithe Harvester kind of works with what we're trying to do. Gets us a blood token, which we can use to discard cards. Because otherwise, what am I taking? Corridor isn't like a card I want to reanimate, and as we're not comboing off, so Wishclaw feels wrong. So we'll just take the blood. Tithe Harvester, Fable of the Mirror Breaker coming around this late is just. That tells me we're in the right lane. Is this a deck where Carnage Interpreter could work? I mean, not over Fable. Fable's just such a strong card. I think we're gonna take the Fable. Um, man, I want to know what our opponents are playing because yeah, things. That's anyways. Uh, we're gonna take the Underground Mortuary. Kind of gives us an out towards green if we decide we want to do that later down the line. From this pack, there's nothing that great. We'll put the Insidious Fungus in our sideboard. I don't know. Uh, I can't remember what the other card was. I think it was the Knight's Whisper, but we got the Bone Crusher back, which is fine. It's a creature that is also removal. And the Bazaar and the Shadowy Backstreet both came back. Screw it, we'll try the Bazaar. I think that's a mistake. We'll put the Chain of Smog in the sideboard. Because if we got the combo pieces, we got the combo pieces. And honestly, pre-war Formal Wear should not be going that late. We do actually have a good number of targets for the Formal Wear as where. Well, where? Because we could put it on and we'd take Time Walk. I said that really just aggressively. I don't know if Time Walk is the card we take, but it is such a good card that I am willing to bend the cards I look for. It's kind of sad that the Volcanic Island is here because that would be the perfect land to go with Time Walk. But I mean, maybe I could, take Grief, but Time Walk is just if we can find a way to make the mana work, Time Walk is just bananas. It's great. It's amazing. It's a hard choice to make. I mean, I guess the question really is like, what's the over on Endure Grief coming back? We've seen a lot of black cards come around, so we're gonna take the Time Walk and we're gonna see if we can bully our mana base to make it work. If we can't, we can't, and that's fine. Um, we're not gonna take the Spell Seeker to go with the Time Walk, even though that would be kind of good. But we're gonna take the Shoulder's Edict here. Again, just good, effective removal. Um, and I can't really complain. The Scrub Land is also all right, especially if we want to play that Tidehole Scholar. But we are still kind of light on playables, so we're gonna take the Shoulder's Edict. Here we take the Atraxa. It's just again good card to reanimate. Can't really complain. Now I'm kind of at the point where I'm looking specifically for reanimate. Man, here we go again. The choice of do I take one of these good cards to sneak attack / reanimate out, especially the Vaultborn Tyrant is really good with sneak attack, versus the Steam Vents to be able to play the Time Walk. I mean, I could take the Steam. Well, I guess I took the Steam Vents. I double clicked on that. I didn't intend to do that, but there we go. We took the Steam Vents. Here we'll take Toxic Deluge, just good removal. Our big things won't get killed by it, so I can't really complain. I do see the Wheel of Fortune, which is good, but just being able to deny my opponents the ability to hurt me is really good. This isn't a Triome deck. This isn't really a Flage deck. It's not really anything else that I'm seeing here. Dot deck, but the cut down is fine removal. Well, we take. See, it's been kind of interesting, these packs. A lot of the cards that we want are kind of lumped together. The Entomb is probably just the best card in this pack for us to take, though. Even though all of our reanimation stuff moved over for some reason. I'm just going to put it back. And we have 2 drops otherwise. Yeah, the Entomb's good. Well, is it? The Entomb's fine. we didn't pick up as many reanimation pieces as I would have liked, but c'est la vie. Itali's good with sneak attack as well, but I think we're already kind of at a critical mass of good cards there, so we'll just take the Entomb and hope that works out. I mean, there's the Thundering Falls. I will take the Thundering Falls. Lets us sort of justify our way towards that Time Walk. This is not a Yogg's Will deck, but I'll take the Badlands. No. As much as I want to say Spellseeker for Time Walk, that's not really what we're doing here. So we're going to take the Blackcleave Cliffs and be happy about it. Alright, so we're going to play the Time Walk. I wish we had... Oh, well, the Bloodstained Mire gets the Thundering Falls and Steam Vents, so we're okay there. And 10 lands, 24 playables. Yeah, we're okay. It's either Chain Lightning or Fiery Confluence. I think we'll put the Fiery Confluence on the sideboard. We have enough ways to interact with creatures, I think, that I think the Fiery Confluence has a solid shot of being okay. We can do it for the Triumph, for our Time Walk, or we can get Eternal Witness. Can we justify Eternal Witness? I think we can justify Eternal Witness for Time Walk. There's a world where I try to convince myself that Scion of Draco works in this deck, and I think I'm going to see if that world exists. We'll put the Terra Sunder in the sideboard, and I'll play the Blazemire Verge. Okay, cool. We didn't get Reanimate. We only really have the Necromancy and the Sneak Attack. This deck isn't an Exhume. It's not as crazy as I would want it to be, but we're in an okay spot. We've got a Time Walk. We've got Interaction. We've got lands. I don't think this deck is going to be amazing. It might be a 1-2 or 2-1 deck. But if we manage to trophy with this, I will be happy. I will come back after we're done deck building and tell you what decisions I made. Alright, so this is what I settled on. As you can tell, I ended up cutting the Eternal Witness. Just because I do think the double green was going to be hard to get with my mana base. It was doable, but it wasn't easy. So I decided to cut it. I am running 17 lands, even though I have the Oliphant, just because I am running the Bazaar of Baghdad, which I honestly don't consider a land, because it does not tap for mana. And I'm actually very suspicious about this Bazaar of Baghdad. There's a non-zero chance I may cut it for Fiery Confluence, or even Bone Crusher Giant down the line. But I wanted to give it a shot. Otherwise, it's a pretty okay reanimation package. We've got Exhume, Emperor of Bones, and Necromancy. Plus, we also have Sneak Attack, which does good work. So I think we're in an okay spot with this. Hopefully, it goes well. We'll see. Decks that I felt good about have not turned out well before. The decks that I felt awful about have turned out well. So, we'll see what happens. But as always, if you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment. I am definitely trying to improve how I play. So if you leave me a comment with a timestamp saying like, hey, at this particular moment, you definitely punted, or you could have made this play that would have ended, that would have been different, like countering an Oath of Druids. I'm more than happy to hear that feedback and internalize it. So, like I said, please engage, and I will see you back for round 1. All right, we are here on the draw with a keepable 7. This deck could do better, but we've got early interaction. We've got Fable from the Breaker to maybe eventually discard something good. Hopefully, things work out. We got Toxic Deluge now. I think we're going to lean on the Badlands so that we have Cut Down up without having to pay life, and then next turn we'll see if we draw something where we don't have to pay life and enjoy it. I will probably cut down that Lotus Cobra. Just deny my opponent the ability to ramp next turn. Always okay with me. Not super thrilled to see Jetmir's Garden, but that's fine. We will play our Emperor of Bones, exile our opponent's Lotus Cobra, makes our Exhume a lot better. Yep. And then we're off to the races. I don't think we're going to adapt Emperor of Bones for Lotus Cobra because that just doesn't feel well. Do I just play the Bazaar and jam the Bazaar? I think that would be incorrect. Would it be incorrect though? Would it? I think I'm gonna try it. I never really had an opportunity to use it that well. Okay, yeah, that was a mistake, and my cats are now fighting in the background. So, actually, no. With the Vamp Tutor, we're kind of okay here. So I think I will get rid of the Flame Slash. Man, 3 cards is a lot to get rid of. The Jetmir's Garden, and I want to keep the Deluge because it looks like my opponent's going to be doing some fun stuff. I want to keep the Exhume. I want to keep the Fable, which I mean, I guess goodbye Shoulder's Edict. And that's okay. We're not going to exile anything from our own graveyard because that would be not great. And I'm also not going to attack with the Emperor of Bones. On my turn, we'll probably... Alright, well, that's fine. That's a dead Emperor. I'll survive. Okay, Sylvan Safekeeper is a fine card. What I'll do on my end step is probably Vamp for Entomb. No, I can't Vamp for Entomb because of Bazaar not tapping for mana. Man, that is a problem. I guess what I take here is the card I want to reanimate and just get ready to pitch a whole bunch of stuff. So I think I'll take the Atraxa. Because that'll give me the most value when it comes to my turn. I'll Bazaar, discard a whole lot of cards. Yeah, we'll get rid of Atraxa, Fable, and I don't want to toss the Steam Vents. So I guess I want to keep the Necromancy around, though. So I guess we'll get rid of... Yeah, no, we'll toss the Steam Vents. Oh, that kind of hurts. But anyways, here we go ahead and Exhume. And we'll get Atraxa back. We'll resolve Atraxa. We'll take Time Walk. Yeah, we're definitely taking Time Walk. I guess Sneak Attack will be our enchantment. I guess the debate is, do I want Kolaghan's Command or Entomb as my instant? I think it's the K command, and then I'll also take the island, and then creature. Honestly, the Oliphant, yeah, because I can pitch it. I think that's it, right? I've selected everything I've got, and we got our creature, we've got our sorcery. Oh wait, I can take Tide Hollow as an artifact. Perfect. Done. We'll play an island, and we just pass the turn. I mean, if my opponent has removal, that's fine. We have the Necromancy. All right, cool. Not totally sure what my opponent's playing. Part of me wants to say let's bring in the Fiery Confluence and cut the Bazaar, but I don't know. The Bazaar technically won me that game, so we're just gonna run it back. All right, we're on the draw with not a great hand, but I mean we've got Time Walk, we've got lands. I don't know. It's a little heavy, but I don't. I tend not to throw away hands with Time Walk in them, especially with like Fable of the Mirror Breaker as well. Like it's just a good hand. We'll hold that Time Walk for when it's usable, or we'll use it as ramp. All right, cool. Whoop. All right. Nah, we're not gonna bone shards the bird. We will. I don't know if I really want to leave the FOMO on the top of my deck. Although, what am I doing next turn? I'm not gonna be playing Time Walk just into nothing. So I think we'll leave the FOMO and probably discard. A swamp is my guess. All right, Sylvan Safekeeper. That's fine. Kind of curious to see what my opponent's doing in general. All right, we'll get rid of a swamp. All right, cool. Next turn I'll play Fable, or potentially discard the Trumpeting Carnosaur to get rid of something my opponent's doing, but we're in an okay spot. Green Sunseed for 2. Okay. What are you getting for 2? Scoos? Okay, so Keen-Eyed Curator, definitely a solid card for my opponent to grab. I can't. I mean, with a Sylvan Safekeeper, that's a pretty solid card. But like, I am gonna force you, I guess, to just deal with what I have. All right. So what's the correct way to sequence this to like really force them to use all of their lands? If I Time Walk, then next turn I can Carnosaur and Bone Shards, um, which seems kind of solid. Or well, this turn I can Bone Shards. Next turn I can Carnosaur. Yeah, I think that's what I do. Okay, so we'll start by Bone Sharding, discarding Atraxa. I assume that they'll Sylvan Safekeeper to protect their Keen-Eyed Curator. Yep. I Time Walk. And then, best case scenario this turn, I draw an Exhume. I did not. I think. I mean, yeah, we just. Oop, that should be red. Yep, we jam Trumpeting Carnosaur into Keen-Eyed Curator. That makes sense. We play just the Blackleaf Cliffs because I'm not using any other lands. And we pass the turn. My opponent's down to, well, they can now get rid of both of the things I have, but that's tapping out pretty aggressively, which is fine with me. Yep, take the Atraxa. I mean, well, we're gonna get to the double white, so I guess forcing them to continue to have it seems like the best play. Yeah, just black, black, damn. Get rid of the Keen-Eyed Curator, or try to get rid of the Keen-Eyed Curator. I mean, if my opponent's spending all of their resources protecting Keen-Eyed Curator, I am pretty okay. Alright, I'll play an island, blue, blue. Oh, wait, that should be black. Or not black, that should be red. Yep. Ah, yeah, this is a tight one. That Keen-Eyed Curator is just really, really doing work here. Sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna block. Yep, I will discard this mountain because I don't need it. And we wait for MTGO to decide that I do get to, in fact, discard a mountain. Yep. Oh, we drew a Valgavoth, which is kind of useless here, but that's fine. Alright, we have land, sorcery, and double sorcery. Okay, well, the fear of missing out won't trigger, but that's fine. We get to attack for 2, I guess. Man, Keen-Eyed Curator is really doing work for my opponent here. Yep, mush. I would hope they tap out, but they won't because I will never be that lucky. Yep, we'll do 3 and just cycle this land, see if we draw something worth playing. Alright, we got an Entomb. Kind of feels like too little too late, if we're being honest, but we'll see. Yeah. I think this Keen-Eyed Curator might just be our problem. Yep, you attack with Keen-Eyed Curator. I can't really do anything. Okay. Okay, we've got the Emperor of Bones. Alright, so it's 2. Okay, so I have 5 mana. I can play the Emperor and do what exactly? Because I could always make a copy of the Fear of Missing Out to discard, but they still have two mana to do whatever they want, which is the problem. Uh, no, that's tough. All right, we'll start with Emperor of Bones, and then I think I make a copy of Fear of Missing Out to discard Valgavoth, and then I don't know where we go from there. We'll find out. I don't have a great plan if I'm being totally honest with you. Yep. I mean, I can Blood Crypt. Yeah, I'll take the 2. Why not? See if my opponent... I'm assuming they... Yeah. Ah, man. Yeah, no, this Keen-Eyed Curator is really just putting me to work. I don't know. I don't think we've got a chance here. I mean, what I need them to do is tap out, and then maybe I can pull something off, but I'm not even sure what we have left at this point. Yeah, I guess that's fine. You kill the Fable. If you attack, I will block. Alright. Okay, they only have 1 mana left, so this is our opportunity. Okay, cool. We'll start by entombing and seeing what we can get. I'm not totally sure. I mean, yeah, no, Torsten's fine. Yep. We'll do Torsten. I'll move to combat, try to exile a Torsten. You'll Keen-Eyed Curator. I will Necromancy. Uh, yep, okay. Got auto-targeted. I get the Torsten. I don't get that many cards, but that's fine. Now when Torsten dies, I'll get a bunch of critters, so I think I can attack. I'll attack with the Harvester, or the Emperor of Bones, not the Harvester of Bones. I'm crossing bridges here with my Blood Tithe Harvester and the Emperor. And then I can play Blood Tithe Harvester. Make a blood token. Play Silent Clearing. Yep. I will sacrifice that. And I'm about to sneeze. A sneeze you never heard. But I have my 7/1/1s. I'm not in a great spot. My opponent definitely has a pretty solid edge right now, but there are worse places to be. Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't think I'm holding on to that blood token. Well, no, I'm not. Because I'm going to use the Blood Tithe Harvester to swing. I don't want to sacrifice it, so I'm probably going to get rid of the blood token. My opponent's definitely not in a great spot. They're facing down 7/1/1s. I'm out of gas at this point, if we're being honest. But we'll be okay, hopefully. All right. Can I only? Why can't I sacrifice this? Oh, because I have to discard a card too. Okay, cool. I thought for whatever reason I didn't know. I didn't realize that's how they work. I think I just hit. Yeah, I'm gonna exile a target card. It doesn't really matter. I guess I'll get your damn. I don't know if they're playing any number of cards that get you something back, that would be a problem. Much swing, attack with all. Oh, hey. I get an additional combat. Nice. I guess I'll untap the Blood Tithe Harvester. I don't know. I don't know what the right thing to untap there was, but that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I get another trigger. I will get Blood Tithe Harvester. Yep, resolve that. I will bring back said Blood Tithe Harvester. I create a blood token. Honestly, there's a world where I just kill the Keen-Eyed Curator here. Yeah, I think that's what I do. Actually, no, I think I just mush. Put my opponent down to 1. I will sacrifice a Silent Clearing, draw a card, play a tap Steam Vents, just pass. All right, we might win this one. Spent a lot of time thinking about it. Definitely had to make some very neat little plays, but I think we might get this one. We'll see. If my opponent has a board wipe, then I mean we're out of gas at that point. But that's fine. Them's the breaks. Oh wow, a Black Lotus. Okay, we could just be dead. Crabomination. Okay, so access the top card of their library, random card from their graveyard, and a card from their hand. Okay, so we may as well black cast the Shieldred's Edict and have you sacrifice a non-token creature of your choice. It'll probably be the bird, but you know. All right, let's see what you got. You don't have a lot left for me. All right, let's see what you exiled. Oliphant. That's fine. Let's see what you play. All right, you can have my Oliphant. Oliphant does not have lifelink. Oh wow. It still doesn't have lifelink. I can still. All right, cool. Sweet. Those were 2 tight games. I will see you back for round 2. All right, we're back on the draw with. I mean, I really should figure out why I have Tide Hollow Scholar in this deck. I don't think I have enough white sources to support it. Yeah, I should probably cut that. Given all that, this hand is fine. We got turn 2 something, probably Emperor of Bones, preceded by Trumpeting Carnosaur, which means we'll get to, or followed up with Trumpeting Carnosaur the next turn. If we draw a white source somehow, then maybe the Tide Hollow Scholar, even though I really probably should cut that. My opponent has mulligan to 5, so makes me think they're playing some kind of combo deck. We'll see what happens here. And we are on the draw, so I don't know. I'm excited to see what our opponent does, which was nothing, which is fine. I mean, we'll start with a tap Steam Vents. And then next turn we can play... Oh, okay, so they're also playing Reanimator. Nice. Gristlebrand. Okay, hopefully they don't have it on turn 1, because that would be a problem. One that we definitely could not recover from. Alright, here we play Badlands. We play Emperor. We hope our opponent doesn't have a way to reanimate Gristlebrand. We take their Gristlebrand for ourselves. And we're off. That's a tragic time to Vamp Tutor. Makes me wonder what they're gonna get. Okay, so this is the Reanimator versus Reanimator matchup. I don't know who's favored here. If they have a Reanimate, they are. But we took the Gristlebrand, so we'll see. I'm assuming they got removal here for the Emperor. That's what I would do at least. Because otherwise you're playing with fire. Ah, discarding their own Emperor. That's fine. That's a Gristlebrand that we won't see at all. And, you know, that's a world we live in. I almost like the idea of being able to bring back my Emperor of Bones. So I think I'm just... See, it's the debate, right? Because I could just try to bring back the Emperor, but then what am I doing with it? Versus just playing Blood Tithe Harvester, you know, forces my opponent to have to do something. I guess I could K Command, get rid of the last card in their hand, and get back the Emperor. Yeah, we'll do that. I never remember which one's the right stop, whether it's the top or the bottom. But we're gonna Colgan's command them on their upkeep. Cast, return target creature from my graveyard to my hand, bring back. Get back the Emperor, they can discard a card. Let's see, what was the last card? Overlord of the Bailmark. See, that was a good card to get rid of. Now, hopefully my opponent's stuck with a whole lot of nothing. And we have an answer to whatever they may have in the form of Damn. So we're in an okay spot. Yeah, we'll do... Yeah, I think we're going to play both Emperor and Blood Tithe Harvester out, so... Yeah, we'll do that. So black, and then black, red. That will make our blood token. Emperor will get... Part of me wants to say just take their Emperor, kind of deny them the ability to do that. Or to reanimate it later down the line, but no, we'll take the Overlord. Because next turn we can use the Overlord pretty aggressively. Yeah, if all my opponent's doing is drawing a card there, we're in an okay spot. Yep. Ooh, and we got our own Necromancy. Okay, sweet. So I think... Yeah, we'll do it like that. We'll get the Overlord. Yeah, we'll mill. I'm gonna put... Actually, no, we will not put Torsten back in our hand. I lied. He can stay right where he is. And I'm not gonna get rid of the Torsten, but I will get rid of their... Oop, what did I click on? Vampire Tutor. That's not what I wanted to click on, but that's fine. I want to get their Emperor of Bones. Mostly because I don't want them to be able to have their own Torsten. But that's fine. My opponent's taking a lot of damage here. 12. And then... Oh, no, we're still not getting the Torsten back. I need to stop saying yes to the Emperor. Huh. I am kind of upset at myself here, because I didn't get rid of their own emperor, which could hurt us. But that's mostly fine. I have a damned answer if they bring anything back. Yeah. Yeah, goodbye, Torsten. Yeah, I should have gotten my own Torsten with my Emperor. Because now they get a bunch of cards. Yeah, they got a Grief, too. Ooh, yeah, no, Grief would suck. I hope I draw land to get my own Torsten. Ah, man, I hope that wasn't a punt. Alright, yeah, no, the Evoked Grief hurts. If I was them, I would probably take the Dam. That seems like the most reasonable card to take. X is twice the number. Okay. Oh, they took the Necromancy. That's fine. Okay. Here, I mean, I think I just damned the Torsten, which is not, great for any of the parties involved, but it is what it is. Yeah, black. You get a bunch of 1/1s. I will this time exile the Torsten because that's just not going to happen again. I'm going to assume my opponent has other ways to reanimate stuff. And we're going to just attack with all. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Order doesn't matter to me here. Black, red. I will get Fear of Missing Out, and I'm actually going to discard the Tidehollow Scholar. Play my close tapped and just pass the turn. Because my opponent's hand is all lands. Okay, we'll talk with a FOMO, and we just played Carnosaur. Yep. Whoop. Or is it any target? No, creature planeswalker. Okay. I'll attack with FOMO again. Put them down to 2. In theory, put them down to 2. If they choose to block, they can block. And then, play the Sound Clearing. I'll pay a life. Red. Just cast Trumpeting Carnosaur. It'll discover 5. I'll play a Sneak Attack. Why not? I have the tracks in my hand, so that's... Alright, so it is the great Reanimator matchup. Given that, I don't want to make any changes. I think we're just going to have to play with that in mind. So I'll see you back for game 2. Alright, we're on the draw. Honestly, with kind of a fine hand. Definitely. I mean, we have the Bazaar, we have an Exhume, we have a Flame Slash. I don't know. There are worse hands to keep in this world. I should have definitely got the Tidehollow Scholar in hindsight, but, c'est la vie. Oh, I gotta get rid of my upkeep stops. I'm not using those anymore. Whoop. Did not mean to pass all the way like that, but that's fine. I'm not gonna panic. I'm just gonna play a Badlands and pass. Ooh, and Doom. Well, hopefully they don't have the turn 1 reanimate. Or turn 2 reanimate. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, they got the Gristlebrand. Alright, nothing. Uh, given everything, I think I play the Underground Mortuary. Time Walk can stay on top. And we'll pass the turn. Next turn, we'll probably play Time Walk with Steam Vents. Just as we try to get more cards. Exhume. Okay, after you get a Gristlebrand. Definitely a pickle now. Because now our Exhume just gets a lot worse by extension. Alright. That's the choice. Yeah, I'm just gonna yield. I'm not doing anything this turn. I guess here you probably take the Exhume, is my guess. I mean, no, the Exhume would just be good for you too. I don't know. Okay. Yep, they're gonna discard a bunch of cards because the Exhume is. Alright. Yep, we'll take our 2. Green or blue, some color. We'll Time Walk. And we'll pass the turn and hope that we hit something good. I mean, damn, could be worse. Black, black. Cast. Get rid of the Gristlebrand. And we'll just play the Jetmir's Garden tapped and hope that we somehow manage to fade them reanimated Gristlebrand again. Not feeling super confident about it, but I mean, we saw the Necromancy, we've seen the Exhume, they have Emperor of Bones, and I think that's all we've seen. But they also have 8 cards in hand, so this is definitely a tough match to win. Thoughtseize. Okay. Yeah, no, Thoughtseize away. Here you take either the Exhume or the. Yeah, okay. So, I mean. Animate Ted back on the Gristlebrand? Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Uh, sure. I don't really have like a. I don't think I have a way out of this. So I think I'm just gonna concede. I shouldn't. There's a non-zero chance. No, because they're gonna hit with Gristlebrand and they're gonna have to draw so many cards. Nah, yeah, there's no way. Okay. Why do I cut? Honestly, there's a world where I bring in the Insidious Fungus and cut the Tidehowl Sculler, bring in a Forest. I guess I'll cut a Swamp. I don't know. Um, it lets me get rid of their Necromancy and Animate Deads, which seems better than nothing. Definitely better than Tidehowl Scholar. So that's something I'll probably regret. We're probably just going to bring in the Bone Crusher Giant long term. But this seems like something that might work for this matchup. All right, so we will be on the play. Oof. Uh, no, this hand is just slow. This hand is also slow, but at least a little bit better. We'll keep this, and we'll probably get rid of the cut down. I'm not super thrilled with this hand. I mean, I wasn't super thrilled with the first hand either, but we'll play the Jetmir's Garden, and hopefully things turn out okay. I mean, if my opponent has the turn one reanimation package, then we're screwed. But c'est la vie, you know? Alright, Fable's an okay draw. Not the best draw, but it's okay. Here I'm assuming my opponent entombs. And then after entombs, they probably necromancies. Oh, no, Vamp Tutor. Okay. If it's just a Vamp Tutor, it's okay. I wish I had a Vamp Tutor of my own, honestly. See, I wish this was like in paper where I could just ask them, like, oh, what did you get? And see how often they actually tell me. Dark Ritual, that's not what I want to see. Thoughtseize, yeah, sure, take, I guess. Oh, they Thoughtseize themselves. Okay. Yeah, draw your 7 cards. Hopefully not play a Grief. Because if they don't play Grief, I can, I guess, damn the Gristlebrand and hope that we come around to another round of... Okay, yeah, they just take the dam. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling good about this one. It's, what, Bone Shards? Shoulder's Edict would also be fine, but it's not looking good unless it's one of those. Time Walk is not it. I mean, I guess I try. It is the last match, so we may as well try. Yeah, we'll yield through this turn. Because what do I get? If I draw... I'll be pretty aggressive with whatever I throw away with Fable in hopes of drawing an island, I guess. Or, well, actually, we have the Goblin Shaman token. I will just mush with it. I mean, my opponent has 15 cards in their hand. Like, yeah, it's... that is the power of Gristlebrand. Like, I didn't have a way to interact. Maybe I should have thought about mulliganing for that, but I thought, you know, with the dam, that I was okay, but they have every single way to tear my hand apart. Yeah, duress. Yeah, no. You've probably got this. I'm not gonna concede, but I am just gonna yield. If I was them, I would probably take... I don't know what I would take. Probably the Necromancy or the Time Walk. Nah, the Necromancy would be the right card to take. Yep. You swing for 7. I take my 7. And a Mog. Okay. I mean, all the pieces came together for my opponent. There was really nothing I could have done there. Did they turn one? They try to get turn 1 Gristlebrand every single... Yeah, no. There's... And a green card. Okay, currency converted to... Yeah, no, there's... Not a chance in hell that we come back from this one. Not a chance in hell. They have a full 7 and a Gristlebrand. That's... Okay. I mean, we drew the island. I'll get rid of the Flame Slash, I guess. For a Vamp. I mean, I guess. Let's see what we got. What could we get that gives us a chance to win? I mean, I guess I could take the Shoulder's Edict and just hold it up and hope things improve. Yeah, I guess. I'm not super happy about this, but alright, well I guess we have to Shoulder's Edict now. Wait, no, that's a token. That's actually true. We don't have to do that. Man, we are kind of feels bad when you're playing Reanimator against Reanimator and your opponent just has a better Reanimator deck than you. Then do them all you want. Like, let's see what other ridiculous cards you have. You have the Gristlebrand. And you have the Atraxa. Gee Wilkers. Gee Wilkers. Yeah. Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature of their choice. Damn, tutoring for Shoulder's Edict is that hurts. That hurts. And I mean, they have the full 7. They can reanimate anything. Well, I'm just thinking, like, what other options I have. I If I get a FOMO, I technically get an infinite number of combats, right? Not infinite, 4 combats. That's not great. Alright, what did my opponent exile? Torsten. Yeah. Opponent, you. I'm only taking my turn on the off chance I draw. I I don't know. Very very specifically FOMO. No, that's it. Yeah, they got it. All right. Well, we tried our best. It was not the matchup for us. I'm gonna make some changes to the deck. I'm gonna definitely cut out the Tidehole Sculler, and we'll be back. All right, we're back on the draw. Hand's a little on the slow side, but I don't know. We've got an answer to earlier aggression by my opponent. We've got a sneak attack for Traxa. If they're just starting with a Thraben Inspector, I mean, that's not bad. Oh, we got an Exhume too. No, I'm not gonna do the thing where I just like pass the turn to pitch the Atraxa to Exhume. Although, like, there's a part of me that thinks that may have been right, but we got removal here. All right. Given what I've seen, I think I want to just damn the Magda. I hope I clicked on the right card there. Okay, sweet. Next turn, hopefully I draw land. I can play Fable. See, felt real good about damning the Magda there. I said the words draw land. I don't think MTGO understood me here. I'm just going to Flame Slash the Ajani, save myself that headache. And then, hopefully, like I said, draw land. A single land and we're off to the races. And if my opponent's cracking clues, I'm okay with that. It's slightly less okay with the Skull Clan, but, you know, I don't know if that's how I would have sequenced that, but it is, you know, my opponent's prerogative. Okay, we drew the land. Yeah, we're just gonna Fable. Because the next turn we can discard the Atraxa and maybe something else, but bare minimum the Atraxa. And then that'll put us in a point where we can stabilize. Unless my opponent gets rid of the Fable, in which case I would be sad. This feels like a fourth. I don't know, just a big Jackrabbit. That's not bad. You're gonna draw a lot of cards off that. Nope. Not blocking. I like my Shaman. Alright, we'll discard. Yes, Atraxa and Torsten. Nice. Here I think I just Necromancy the Atraxa. Target the Atraxa. Alright. Let's see what we get. We'll take the Emperor. We'll take Cut Down. Fear of Missing Out. And then I think I want the Swamp. So that I can cut down something. Yeah, I guess I'll take that Swamp. Done. I guess that's a debate now. Do I cut down anything that my opponent's doing? It doesn't really feel great. I could throw the Goblin Shaman token away to get another Fear of Missing Out, but that doesn't feel super useful. Yeah. No, I don't think we do that. I think we just pass. And then we'll get rid of no, we want the Thundering Falls for later, potentially. So, we could get a Time Walk. Alright, so I'm assuming you're going to swing with the Jackrabbit, draw 2 cards, make 5 1/1s, which is pretty solid. I think people are sleeping on Jackrabbit. Yeah, I'll block. Alright. Palace Jailer's alright. Okay. The kind of nice thing about that is if I manage to steal the Monarchy back, I just got a Traxa permanently, and I will actually cut down that token because that is 2 cards I don't want you drawing. Okay, let me think about this, because I can Toxic Deluge for 1, leaves them with 2 blockers. I can just Toxic Deluge for 2. Get rid of everything they have. And then if I attack with the Goblin Shaman token first, I'll have a treasure token to play a good number of cards, honestly. Yeah, that's fine. I will Toxic Deluge, black, do X will equal 2. Then I think I play the Emperor of Bones. Or do I play the FOMO? We'll do FOMO, I think. Well, first, before we do that, let's Thundering Falls first. I kind of like Bone Crusher on top, actually. Black, and then red. Play FOMO. Okay, we'll discard. Let's get rid of the sneak attack. That doesn't feel like something we're going to be using anytime soon. We don't have a lot left in our deck that we really want to sneak attack out. Curious to see what my opponent plays here. It's probably going to be scary. Okay. Adeline's good. Yep. I mean, I think I just play Emperor of Bones. Get rid of the Torsten. Adapt the Emperor of Bones. Get Torsten. That gets me a Traxa. Yep, we'll get Torsten. I'll exile Torsten. We will adapt the Emperor of Bones. Get a big Torsten. We'll take, we'll take all of these. Make sure we click on the Blood Tithe Harvester. Yep. Then we'll attack with both. I think that'll trigger Fear of Missing Out, which will let me untap Torsten, have another combat step with Torsten. I get back a Traxa. I'll take Vampiric Tutor. I guess Valgavoth is the creature. And then Badlands. Yeah, that's fine. And then I get another combat, so I'll exile. I don't know, I guess I'll start exiling their things, so I have the Exhume in my hand. And then I'll attack again. Alright, opponent, you're down to 6. guess I do want to leave this the stomp up, so yep. We'll draw a card. So we have 11, so we got to discard 4 cards. That's probably going to be Mortuary, the Steam Vents, Bloodstained Mire, and I guess arguably the Valgavoth. What are we doing for 8 mana? Opponent. 4th Irelingus. Or not. See, it's one of the things I kind of enjoy about MTGO. You still get to see people tap their mana and think about how they're going to do that. Okay, I'll block there. I'm not gonna let you draw more cards. You can take the Monarchy back, but I don't want you having more cards in your turn. Plus, I have to go against command to deal with the Skull Clamp sooner rather than later. Enduring Innocence is fine. Not gonna stomp that. Stoneforge is again fine. All right, cool. Given the Stoneforge and the Skull Clamp, I think the Fiery Confluence is a home. And kind of by that logic, the Shoulder's Edict seems kind of worse. What would I cut if I was to cut anything? Could run the 41 card special. Bone Crusher answers a good number of cards. Damn answers a good number of cards. Shoulder's Edict just answers cards. I'm not going to cut the Exhume. I'm not going to cut the Flame Slash. Oh man, this is actually kind of a hard choice. Honestly, I think I cut the Bazaar Baghdad. Yeah, no, that can go. That can go. Yep, nope, we'll cut the Bazaar. Not sure if that's the right thing to cut, but we'll cut it, and then we'll see where we go from here. Honestly, this is not great, but I have kept worse. So we got the Thundering Falls plus Time Walk. We got Bone Crusher Giant. Like we've got a lot of things we can do. Even if our opponent does something just absolutely bananas on turn 1, we have the Bone Shards to deal with it. So we're in an okay spot. Let's see what my opponent does. Well, my opponent started with a mulligan to 5, which is definitely what I want to see. Kind of hurts because I do like to actually play Magic. Yeah, we'll keep the Shieldred's Edict on top. How are we going to win? We're going to win by answering everything they play. And if they don't play anything, then we will just play Badlands and pass. No reason to Time Walk here. You really, I mean, at least in my experience, you want to leverage Time Walk effects to really take advantage of being in a better position than your opponent. Enduring Innocence is one of those cards that I don't... I mean, I think I am going to Bone Crusher Giant it just so that or Stomp it. So that I can just play Bone Crusher my next turn. I'm not really going to get a better way to do anything. And that's fine. Alright, so we'll play Bone Crusher Giant. And we're off to the races. Alright, Stoneforge, what do you get? It's a Cauldron Complete. I just deal with that Stoneforge right now. It's a Skull Clamp. If it's a Skull Clamp, I think I'm a little bit more patient. There's a Sneak Attack. It's actually pretty solid. okay. Yeah, sweet, sweet. Do that. Yes, I will use Path of Exile's ability. I will get. Uh, I have my island already, so I think I'm just gonna grab mountain. And that was a mistake, my friend, because now I get to play your cards. So we'll. I think I time walk and I Oliphant to make sure I have a land to play next turn, and then I can play sneak attack and just throw down Valgavoth, I guess, which isn't the best. Um, but it's something better than nothing. Yeah, I guess we'll get a Steam Vents and play it for the turn. Do I want to pay 2? I guess the question is, do I want to kill the Stoneforge Mystic this turn? Because next turn I'll have 5. If I draw a land, 6, which makes me want to keep it, because then I can just play their Stoneforge. Although playing their Stoneforge doesn't seem that great. Nah, yeah, I'll take it so I can Flame Slash the Stoneforge. And play a Time Walk. Alright. Drew the island. Makes me think I definitely should have kept up the do I Valgavoth? Do I also learn how to tap my lands in hindsight? No, I think I can wait a turn on Valgavoth. Alright, that's in Johnny. That'll actually be pretty sweet to Shoulder's Edict away. Yeah, okay, cool. So I'll be able to Shoulder's Edict away while I have Valgavoth out. I'll be able to play the Rajani. And then at that point, we're off to the races. Alright, so red. Yeah, we'll put Valgavoth down. I'll attack. And then we will. I guess no, I'm gonna Bone Shards and keep the Edict cast. I'll discard an island. It'll get exiled, so I can cast it with Valgavoth. It exiles, right? Okay, so I'm not gonna flip the Ajani, but Valgavoth dies, and I hope that this is enough somehow. If my opponent goes to equip, I will just Edict right away. Okay. Flicker Wisp targeting what? You're a Johnny. Sure. I was not expecting a Flicker Wisp, I will admit that. Ooh, okay. Yeah, no, okay. Well, this is a game. We've got a game on our hands. If I don't draw any threats, then yeah, my opponent has a chance of winning. Yep. You're gonna draw 2 cards, you're gonna flip your Ajani. I will Shoulder's Edict, forcing you to sacrifice that Ajani. neutral. Okay, so you don't have any other red permanents, so that's fine. Ooh, no, this is a game. Marked is good. Let's see how they attack. Don't. Okay, cool. We will edict them, force you to sacrifice a planeswalker. I personally would have skull clamped a little bit more there, but you know, to each their own. And Underground Mortuary is not the best draw. Exhume. We'll keep an Exhume. It's fine. It gives me a Valgavoth, I guess. The nice thing about Valgavoth is if I Exhume it, it's just very hard to interact with. My opponent has to get rid of 3 things to get anywhere with it. And I am at 25 life, so I'm feeling pretty relatively safe. Here they're probably gonna mush. I'm thinking of what else they could have. I mean, obviously a Palace Jailer would kind of suck, but c'est la vie, you know. They still have to sacrifice. Was it 3 non-land permanents with Valgavoth? Yep. I mean, they got the Ajani back, which is not great, but they also have to answer the Valgavoth or they die. Oh, okay, so they did have the Cauldron complete. Good to know. Yep, you draw a card. I got a giant Terror Reader. Giant Big Mothman. I'm not doing anything else this turn. I can't attack, so. The nice thing is, because Valgavoth is lifelink, I can block pretty profitably. I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have Flample, actually. Would be relevant against the Flicker Wisp, but, you know, I'll take my 9 life. Let's see. Palace Jailer, yep. That's 3 non-land permanents we gotta sacrifice, and I'm still in the running if I draw one of any number of creatures that have evasion. Plus, it's only game 2. Gotta remind myself of that. Alright, so you got to flip your own Johnny. What did you sacrifice? Oh, should show what you sacrificed in the log. But it was cat tokens. You make a cat. You have a red permanent, so you get to kill my cat. Yeah, no, they've got a really solid little Boros aggro deck with a Ralgrin Triome. I'm assuming. My heart wants to say a recall, ancestral recall. Yep, you have 9 cards to my 1. Yep, nope, yield for the turn. Okay, so they make the cats bigger. That's 3, 5, 10. I'm at 1. Unless they play... No, because they can put the skull clamp on something and I'm dead. Yep. Alright. I don't really want to make any changes. This is fine. We'll run it back. We'll be on the play. Maybe, just maybe, we'll get the turn 2 Exhume for Atraxa. But we'll see. Alright, we're back on... We'll be on the play. Ah, man, this hand is not it. It's... Yeah, no, I can't. Can't risk that. This hand is somehow even worse. No, we can have a better fight than that. I'll keep this. I'm not super happy about it, but I will keep it. I'll put back the Atraxa. Do I put back the Atraxa? Yeah, I put back... No, because I could draw something to help reanimate it with the Harvester. So I think I'm going to put back the... And I do want to keep the Fiery Confluence. So I think we put back the Steam Vents and the Blood Crypt and kind of hope that we hit. Nope, Silent Clearing is not a card we want. Here we're hoping to draw really any number of reanimation cards. We also do have the Fiery Confluence, which is a good card to have in this matchup here. We'll fetch for... Honestly, I was going to say Steam Vents, but my opponent is playing kind of slow, so I'll get the Thundering Falls and just kind of keep digging. Yeah, we'll keep the Time Walk on top. That's fine. Of all cards to keep on top, Time Walk is one of them. Yep, Esper Sentinel is fine. I'm not going to do anything about that. We'll play black and red for a Blood Tithe. We got our Blood Token, play a Swamp, and then just pass the turn. On their end step, we'll probably crack that Blood Token to draw a card. Discarding Atraxa, obviously. Yep, it's a Johnny. It's always a Johnny. Discard Atraxa. Oh, hey. I'll take a Necromancy. Yeah, that's fine. You can draw your card, opponent. Yep, we got Atraxa back. We'll take... We'll take the Flame Slash. We'll take Fable, Emperor of Bones, and a Mountain. I mean, I guess I technically should get the Badlands. I haven't seen a Wasteland for my opponent, and that's fine. Yep. I'll play the Badlands, and I think I just Flame Slash the Ajani now before it becomes a problem. Alright, opponent. Because the next turn I get to Time Walk. Rip. Well, is it really rip? Okay, so here... I mean, with Emperor of Bones, I think I just want to play... Time Walk, Emperor of Bones, cycle the Oliphant. And then next turn I get to next turn cycle the Oliphant. I guess I could cycle it this turn and still get to do everything. Right, yep. Yep, so we'll Mountain Cycle Oliphant. We'll get just a regular mountain. Place that mountain. We will time walk. Yeah, you'll take your extra turn. That's fine. Or you'll draw your extra card. I take an extra turn. No. Play Emperor of Bones. I'll go to combat. I'll exile. I guess I just start by exiling the Ajani, technically. I don't know. I don't know what was the right thing to exile there. I'm not going to attack with Blood Tithe into just a basic trade. Here, I will go to combat, exile the Oliphant, adapt the Emperor. Yep, that's fine. I'll put the Oliphant into play. Attack with all. What is that target? +2 and 2 and trample. I guess we'll give it to the Emperor. I don't know. Alright, then we play Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Again, my opponent just got to draw a lot of cards off me, but they're also at 8, and they're facing down. Pretty good chunk of threats. The exercise on the Atraxa did hurt, but, you know, we're in an okay spot. They are 2 damage away from being dead to a Fiery Confluence. And that is where I want my opponents to be. Alright. Wandering Emperor, what are you going to do with it? That's fine. Yep, I will use its ability to discard both Valgavoth and Torsten. And then... I guess here I'll kill the Emperor. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I think it just slam down Trumpeting Carnosaur. Do. Cast and see what we get off it. I'll play a Vamp. Not really the card I wanted to get, but it is fine. I guess I grab... Yeah, we'll take the Exhume. And then I think I want to Bone Shards. Yeah, we'll discard. We will sacrifice our little Goblin Shaman to get rid of the Wandering Emperor. Leyline Binding. I'm assuming targeting the Carnosaur. Yep. Then Stoneforge. Okay. I'm assuming getting Cauldron complete. Skull Clamp. Okay. I guess the question is, do I get Valgavoth or Torsion? I think... Yeah, I think it's going to be Valgavoth. Even though it's kind of a hard choice, if they want to deal with it, they're going to have to sacrifice what they have. Oh, the Torsion would have gotten me creatures. I don't know. That was kind of a... That was a choice that I'm not confident on. Sure, play Skull Clamp. If you swing, I'm not blocking. Sure. I guess you're going to sacrifice the Skull Clamp, leaving behind the Leyline Binding. That's fine. I'll attack for 2. You don't have a lot of... I mean, you have to... Skyclave Apparition. It's going to get my Fable, which is tragic. But then I'll damn it, which gives me something to attack with. Ooh, surprise, Valgavoth. I'll take my 3/3. I need to get you down to 6. Magic number 6. Mother of Runes is totally fine. Honestly, I just cut down Mother of Runes. Sure. Alright, well, I guess. Attack. We'll see if you block. I hope you don't block. Alright, so. Just let me mature 2 damage to each opponent. You're at 5, so red, red. Doop. Cast. No, I do not want to do that much damage to each creature. I want to do 6 damage to my opponents. Cool. Definitely a fun set of matches. Took a little bit longer than I wanted. We did lose to another really good reanimator deck, which is, they just had a better deck than we did. I think I played well, and I really enjoyed these matches. Again, if you liked what you watched, Cats of Bread, hit that subscribe button. And I will see what I pivot to, because I don't think I'm going to get any more Vintage Cube matches in. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to watch that's, Magic the Gathering related. Yeah, no, that's all I have. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you next time.